We're going to call the meeting to order. It's October the 6th, 2020. It is meeting at 6:30 p.m. and it's now getting started. I want to call Colton Simpson to lead us in the invocation. If everyone could stand for the pledge.
Let's pray. Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day and the many opportunities that come with it, Lord. I pray for the county this evening, for all the people standing up here, all the elected officials. May they have wisdom given from you, Lord. I pray for the sick. I pray for our president. And, Lord, may you use them and keep everyone healthy, Lord. Lord, I ask all these things in Jesus' name.
Amen. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may be seated. Pat, if I can have you call roll.
Magistrate Humphrey.
Present.
Magistrate Riley.
Present.
Magistrate Coldine.
Present.
And Judge Dills.
Present. Approval of the minutes. Present for a motion to approve the minutes of the regular meeting dated September 15th, 2020, special meeting dated September 18th, 2020.
Having reviewed the minutes from the meeting of September 15th, 2020 and September 18th, 2020, I make a motion that we approve as presented.
I'll second the motion.
I have a motion made by Magistrate Codarn, second by Magistrate Humphrey. All in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Moving down to fiscal matters, I present for review for a motion to approve the claims drawn on the general fund, the road fund, the jail fund, dated October 6, 2020, along with transfers as presented.
Having reviewed the claims presented this evening against the general fund, the road fund, and the jail fund dated October 6th, along with the requested transfers, I make a motion to approve such.
I'll second.
I have a motion made by Magistrate Riley, a second by Magistrate Humphrey. All in favor by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 2 is present for review of the Greene County Treasurer's Cash Position Report for the month of September of 2020. This review only, no actions required. Has everyone had a chance to look over it? Any questions, concerns? If not, I'll move down to ordinances. Item number 1 is present for a motion to approve the second reading and adoption of ordinance number 0007-2020-0243, an ordinance related to the discontinuance of a portion of Pettit Pike, along with the notice to be posted in the local paper showing adoption if approved.
I'll make a motion to approve the second reading and adopt ordinance number 0007-2020-0243, the ordinance relating to the discontinuance of a portion of Pettit Pike, and also along with the notice to be posted in the local newspaper showing adoption if approved.
I second.
I have a motion made by Magistrate Humphrey, a second by Magistrate Codarn. Pat, could I have you call roll?
Magistrate Humphrey.
Yes.
Magistrate Riley.
Yes.
Magistrate Coldine.
Yes.
And yes for me. Okay, moving down for new business, we have a deletion. He was on a part-time position at the animal shelter that has been deleted, and will be adding something we just received at about 4 o'clock today, and was looking forward to it. I present for a motion to approve the agreement between the Commonwealth of Kentucky Transportation Cabinet, Department of Rural and Municipal Aids, and the Greene County Fiscal Court for the resurfacing of a portion of Cash Drive, South Ridge Road, along with the resolution adopted and approving of the execution of the Rural Secondary Program Agreement and allowing myself, Judge-Executive Chuck Dills, to sign the agreement.
I make a motion to approve the agreement between the Commonwealth of Kentucky Transportation Cabinet Department of Rural and Municipal Aid and the Grant County Fiscal Court for the resurfacing of a portion of Cash Drive and South Ridge Road, along with the resolution adopting and approving the execution of a rural secondary program agreement, and to allow Judge Executive Chuck Dills to sign said agreement.
I'll second the motion.
I have a motion made by Magistrate Codon, a second made by Magistrate Humphrey. All in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Moving down to appointments, I present for a motion to reappoint Sandy Delaney, Corey Keitlinger, Phyllis Reed, John Tweehuse to serve as a member of the Local Board of Health, said terms commencing on January 1st, 2021 and expiring December 31st, 2022.
I'll make a motion to reappoint Sandy Delaney, Corey Keitlinger, Phyllis Reed, and John Tweehuse to serve as members of the Local Board of Health. Their terms commence on January 1, 2021 and will expire on January 31st, 2022.
I will second.
I have a motion made by Magistrate Humphrey, a second by Magistrate Riley. All in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 2 on appointments, present for a motion to appoint Jody Eder to serve as a member of the Local Board of Health, and said term to commence on January 1st, 2021 and expire on December 31st, 2022. Is that incorrect?
Probably not. I probably put it wrong in there.
Just a second.
I've got it 2022, December 31st. On
I think that's
one.
correct. It's 2
2020
years.
is correct. I'm sorry.
Yes.
I make a motion to appoint Jody Ederer to serve as a member of the Local Board of Health, said term to commence on January 1st, 2021 and to expire on December 31st, 2022.
I will second.
I have a motion made by Magistrate Codon, a second by Magistrate Riley. All in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
I have a typo on my billing minutes.
Oh, okay. Item number 3, present for a motion to appoint Shannon Long to serve on the Corinth Water Board Commission effective October 6, 2020, expire on December 31st, 2023.
I make a motion to appoint Shannon Long to serve on the Corinth Water Board of Commissioners effective October the 6th, 2020, and to expire on December 31st, 2023.
I will second.
I have a motion made by Magistrate Codon, a second by Magistrate Riley. All in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Moving down to departmental reports. Present for review the Grant County Animal Shelter Report, the Grant County Building Inspector's Report, the Grant County Road Supervisor Report for the month of September 2020. No action required. And just to mention, on the Grant County Builders Inspector's Report, I was meeting with Tony Ashcraft, the building inspector, and he was basing off calendar years from January to September over the last 3 years. And the permits, the sale of the permits have increased $25,000.
Yeah, I saw him today. He indicated that the amount of monies taken in compared to last year, to your point, was like close to $30,000 more.
Yeah.
And I would say, like, as you look across the county, the amount of construction and new homes and things happening, I think it totally shows you that, like, if you're just paying attention to the amount of construction happening.
Yeah, I thought it was just interesting how much it's went up over the last 2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, positive growth. Grant County Road Supervisor, anything report on other, and I've made the court aware that where the location they're at on Clarks Creek Road, they've started paving it. They're well over half of Clarks Creek Road. And as you noticed, Steve, this just came in. I hadn't had a chance to talk to you that we got our agreement for Cash Drive and Ridge Road. So able to get that sent to them in the morning. Any other things? I mean, doing a lot of patchwork. I know I've spoke to the magistrates on that. So, okay. Anyone have any other questions on the reports? If not, move down to the Judge Executive's report. I just wanted to, we don't actually set trick or treat dates, and I know the cities has been all asked by the newspaper. October 31st from 6 to 8, I know that the city of Corinth, city of Dry Ridge, I'm not for sure what Crittenden has done yet. That's traditionally they all follow the same time.
What's the date again?
October 31st.
Yeah, I believe the mayor just put a letter out that she is wanting to do something on the 31st.
Okay.
So the all cities then?
Yeah, Williamstown is opted. I'm not really clear. I think they were opting out of sponsoring anything, but obviously people were entitled to have trick or treat. You know, the only thing I can ask for is just, you know, be cautious, safe distance, and
If you're sick, stay home.
yeah, and if you're sick, stay home. So, but I mean, we've always followed suit with the cities. Obviously, if anybody out in the rural areas of the county wants to have trick or treat, you know, just follow safe guidelines.
I believe some of the churches are opting for the trunk,
Like
trick or treat.
drive-through or something?
Yeah.
October 23rd at the Grant County Park, Kerry Coleman is working closely with Brian Marshall from the Grant County News, trying to change up a little just because of the environment we're in. You know, normally we have a trick or treat there in the barn, vendors that would provide candy. We're looking at a sort of a hybrid issue of a drive-through. She's already had 7 or 8 vendors reach out to her where the cars would pull up and it would be strictly a drive-through. Also, she would be adding a movie in the park. We had a movie that was rented from last year that we didn't get to use, that we still have the rights on it, and it actually expires at the end of October, that we would do a drive-up movie where you'd pull up in your car. She is working. I know that I spoke to Mayor Brockman with Dry Ridge on the transmitter system that will allow you to tune in on your AM radio and be able to listen from your car and of the movie. So just trying to add something that, you know, still will allow people to get out and enjoy Halloween and, you know, offer the candy and offer a movie and try to do it in a safe distance and a safe way that no one would end up sick. Short of that, that's all I have to add. Present for a magistrate report. Magistrate Humphrey, anything you want to add?
Well, it's good to be back in person.
Good to have you.
Thank you. Just going over the road supervisor report, and I've called in some things to the road departments, my other departments got to take care of it. On 9/21, he had 52 tires that he had to pick up on Napoleon Zion Station Road, take Barnes Road to be shredded. This isn't the first time. How many times this year? Twice in the same location. So it's obviously somebody who is dealing tires in a large quantity, because I mean, that first time it was were these tied up? Were these tied up in bundles like the last one? These were. Okay. So
Where did you say that was?
52 tires this time
Yeah, but where is it? The
on
location?
Napoleon Zion Station
Okay.
Road down there past. On the other end, okay. Okay. So it's a deal or somebody, and I got an idea of a guy who possibly could be doing it.
Then I would see the sheriff.
So we can talk about that. This guy
Or the county attorney.
advertises on a regular basis that he's doing tire changes. He's got a little self-service shop over in Gallatin County. So He's wheeling, dealing tires.
And not paying the discharging fee.
Also got the guardrail on the bridge on Shady Lane replaced. It was tore completely down. Hopefully we could still come up with something within the next, if not this fiscal year, the next, to get that bridge totally replaced. Looked like maybe some farm equipment or something had rolled up on that and just broke that guardrail clear off the bridge. It was gone. So,
That's the second time this year, isn't it?
yeah. Yeah. Well, it was the other guardrail this time.
Oh, okay.
So, but other than that, again, just glad to be back and glad to be out and about and being able to pick things up again.
Thanks a lot, Roger.
Thank you.
Measure Kolar?
Again, we're glad to see that Clark's Creek Road is now finally being resurfaced. We are at half of it done. We should have the balance of it done before the week. We had a road department meeting this past Friday. We try to meet once a month. Jacqueline serves on the committee, and so does Mr. Tatum. We are still seeing a problem with road signs being put up and then being stolen. All right, see all these. Being stolen. So again, I urge everyone, they do cost money to replace, so please don't steal the road signs.
Okay. Thank you, Shauna. Magistrate Riley?
Very consistent, I don't know if this is on. Woo! Yeah, it is. Thank you. Consistent with my peers as far as just following up on various constituents' inquiries, mostly pertaining to roads. Mr. Tatum did share with us that we are waiting for some replacement parts for our brush cutter. So as citizens acknowledge that they still have things that they would like cut back, it's on the list. As the judge indicated, Mr. Tatum and the road crews are currently working on other projects such as pothole filling as we wait to take care of some of our remaining roads, which we will get to this fall, most certainly, as far as cutting back trees and the additional growth that are on some of these county roads. Do we want to share some of the updates from the Cincinnati Bell Connect, just broadly?
Yes.
So as folks are aware, more folks are working from home because of COVID, and then more so pertaining to the children in the community that aren't all in the classrooms. The majority likely are, but we did take the opportunity to organize a call with some of the individuals at Cincinnati Bell, which was the first time we had been passed to a government liaison field representative. And frankly, I think we were privy to some information as far as projects that will be let in the month of October, mid-October and the end of October, and some of our areas that have expressed concern from a connectivity, which there will likely be about 407 new residents receive fiber optics later this month, which frankly was new news to us. Some of those residents include Sipple, Sundown, Clark's Creek, Pettit Pike, Ford's Mill Road, and a handful of other roads, which again was brand new news to us, again to the tune of 407. We do have that running laundry list of actual physical mailing addresses that one of the reps will be individually looking up each of those addresses to identify if they're in spec and scope of having their roads built out anytime soon. And if not, we will continue to follow up on that respective list. And I could share with you, as someone who has worked with Cincinnati Bell for several years, Shauna and I have met with a gentleman by the name of Mike Wolf, and he's been very receptive and I've seen the light of day as far as projects legit coming to fruition. Lugsby Mill, some down Lawrenceville Road a few years ago as well. And I think it's just a testimony of continuing to follow up and being clear on the pockets of areas that need the fiber optics, that need the coverage. It was also educational to us this afternoon in this call that These entities are for profit. And yes, there are quite a bit of monies out there at times, whether it be at the state level or the federal level. And, I just think we've got to be in the right position to help show the need and to be the constituent's face. They're representative back to these entities. And we're on their radar. Clearly have been on their radar, or they wouldn't have even had some key data points to share with us. But, there is a value proposition. There's a density proposition that has to be met. Some of our areas have underground utilities where there aren't poles to connect fiber optics, and that matters, and that comes with a high cost. And then we also know there's very archaic copper lines that run through this county, and the reality is that type of technology isn't suitable for the high-speed electronics that we have today, the iPads and the iPhones and the smart TVs. And yes, we're hooked up to that copper, but it's not at the megabytes that we would think it would be. And so they do have plans to even upgrade them long-term. And they spoke to us this afternoon, with having more visibility on a 5-year plan. But then, there's more coming. And so I found the conversation to be very encouraging and rather optimistic. I don't know if you have other data points you guys want to share, but I know this is long-winded, but I left the meeting very happy with having some intel and the fact that they're going to confirm addresses for us, and that by the end of this month, there'll be 407 residents that will have new connectivity, which was new news to us.
Yeah, and in addition to that, what I would encourage, especially the people around in the Clark's Creek area, again, not only are they getting, the road, now we're looking to get, internet service, high-speed internet service, and I encourage them to, after October, I would go into Cincinnati Bell's website and check to see if they're available to get it, because they're going to have to request it. Just because that we, did identify those addresses doesn't mean they automatically get it. They do have to connect with Cincinnati Bell themselves to, to accept it and have it installed. So, after, at the end of October, I would begin checking my address if Cincinnati Bell has not contacted you.
And just to clarify, she's referencing like going to the intranet and going to their site page where you can type in your address. The other thing that's going to help is with this running Excel laundry list. We're trying to make things easier as far as us as representatives to our constituents, showing Cincinnati Bell and frankly any other provider that wants to come who needs it, who wants it, who's raised their hand and emailed us or called the courthouse, etc. So Shauna is absolutely right. Just to clarify, residents still will have to make the phone calls themselves to get the actual package and to be in the queue, but hopefully this list helps speed that up.
Well, thanks a lot. Very informative. Yes.
What is the criteria that they're using to determine where they're going to put fiber optics in? Is it the number of households, like in a cluster, or?
That's one of the factors.
Density is one element.
It seems like they quit at downtown Mount Zion. I mean, we live on Corona Mount Zion Road, and they quit at downtown Mount Zion and didn't do anything else.
Well, I think you'll see some improvement there, Dave. In fact, I've got your name on the list to see if there's going to be any movement in that area.
And what are they doing about charging? I mean, is it going to be an upcharge to go to fiber optics?
Oh, that's
yes.
where the consumer has to, yeah, I'm sure.
You will
That's
have
what-
a higher package monthly amount.
You're going from a 5 meg to almost a 50 meg.
Are you on copper now, David? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
See,
It's going to be a
and-
big difference in the service.
That's
Yeah,
Me
and,
too.
we're trying, there were some mere mentions of Verona Mount Zion Road, so we're trying to pinpoint exactly what addresses and how far out they're going. A lot of this was, on this first round with Kentucky Wire, was based economically. So there were circles drawn, and some were able to get it and some weren't. So that's what we're trying to narrow in on, is who's not eligible in the economic round. So when there's any monies that become available, how can we as a fiscal court go in and push this last mile? And that's what we're hoping to do too. But we're not there yet, but we are still in the economic round.
There is federal money and state money for that too.
Well,
Good question.
yeah, it is a good question. The House Bill
368.
368 provided for a fund to be set up, but there was no funds put in it from the
didn't
budget.
allocate
Nor
any
was the
funds.
administrative process
For the
identified.
administrative process. So, I think something is coming. Don't know when for sure, but we want to be ready as a fiscal court to support that when it's available.
Well, this isn't a secret, I don't think, but Cincinnati Bell bought or merged with some company, telephone company in Hawaii.
They were bought out, actually.
Yes.
They first merged with them or bought them.
Mm-hmm.
Canada came in and bought Cincinnati Bell, and everything came to a screeching halt as far as fiber optics and everything else goes. All of it.
Yeah,
I was very optimistic with the meeting we had. I really was. So I think, even future things are good
Hawaiian
to come.
Telecom, that was the outfit, because that was new news to me. I didn't realize there
Yeah.
were these mergers happening
Yes.
also.
Yes, I think the merger, the purchase on Cincinnati Bell from that one was in January of 2020. Was it? The name of it started with an M. I can't. Mervia.
I was looking at my notes to see if I wrote that one down. I don't recall.
But if you go in and Google it, it will tell you who the company was that did purchase Cincinnati Bell. So, but kudos to Mike Wolf that's doing the build schedule. He's done an excellent job, and he knows us at Grant County Fiscal Court, I can assure you.
Mike Webster, our jailer.
Good evening. I just have a short report tonight. So tonight there's 204 people housed at the jail. 172 are state and 32 are county.
You said
Looks-
short and sweet, didn't you?
Looks like the numbers are starting to increase
Yeah.
with the movement from the prisons. So,
Keep it up.
and other jails, not the prison, the jails.
Yes, you're ready to say not from prison.
Yeah, county jails. Thank you. Sheriff Brian Maines was just with us. He had a commitment at at 7. I was going to try to get him in earlier, but he just had to leave. So,
We were pumped up over this update from Cincinnati.
Better
Bell.
email it and apologize.
yeah. So, I don't think he had anything real urgent. He was just going to speak to the court. Moving down to citizens' address. Anyone in the audience have anything to say? Dave?
I've just got a suggestion for you personally, Judge.
Okay.
I take the Three Forks Edition newspaper out of Lee County, eastern, way out east, and they've got a column in here, and it's called the Courthouse Comments. And the judge executive, after the meeting, each meeting, he'll put what happened into the meeting and sometimes go into explanation. And it's for the citizens in Lee County. And I'm thinking, I know you're a busy man, but it might be something for you to look at to communicate to we the people about what's going on in county government. I mean, I'll leave this for you.
Yeah.
You can read it. And
Absolutely. I'll be glad to look at it. And that's what I said. We've upgraded the camera system and everything, making it accessible
that gives you
where you can actually watch the meeting. So, yeah. Okay. Thank you, Dave. If no one else has anything, I just want to remind the court that our next meeting will be October the 20th, 2020 on Tuesday, 6:30 p.m. here at 10/20/20 at 6:30 p.m. at the Grant County Courthouse. With that being said, I need a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion, we adjourn?
Second.
I have a motion made by Magistrate Kodar and a second by Magistrate Riley. All in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. We are now adjourned. Thank everyone for coming out.